not so bright adults, in my opinion, and you're going to see exactly the kind of, well, I call them victims. They call themselves victims too. Some of them do. Some of them just call themselves foolish for not doing their due diligence. So you're in for a treat. I'm not going to show you the full interview, but I'm going to show you some snippets of it, because this is exactly the kind of stuff that really, listen, I'm very fortunate. I got into real estate when I was 19 years old. I mean, I was a millionaire in the 80s, very, very quickly. And I've got students in my class that have become millionaires very quickly. And that's how it should be. That's how it can be. But if you don't do your due diligence, like I say, a fool and his money are soon parted, or her money sometimes. And no disrespect to my the interviewer, or the interviewee, I should say. But this is a typical, nice young girl you're going to meet. You'll see, 20 years old when she got in. Now she's 21, and just feels extremely misled by Pace Morby's salespeople. So Pace, you should make a note of that. This is really a common thing that I hear about your guys. They overpromise and then you under-deliver. And so this is a real problem, and it's not unique. This is really, this whole YouTube university is full of garbage, and so unfortunately, guys like me, Manny Koshman, Ben Mala, Ben Mala doesn't even mentor. I mean, does phone calls, but everybody kind of gets tarnished by the bad stuff that sweeps across YouTube. People that are jaded and feel they've been misled and taken advantage of, and that's what I tell people all the time. The worst thing, nothing worse than buying into some terrible course. But what's even worse is taking the advice from somebody in that terrible course. So I'm going to show you. This is a video that I just started working on, actually. But I'll show you a little bit of excerpts from it. I actually have a dinner engagement to go to. I'll be leaving on pretty soon. But get a taste of this and comment. And I don't have a live phone call going, so we're not going to be able to talk. But you can certainly chime into this. So I want you to understand, this is a wonderful young lady, 20 years old when she got into this. And I'll let her speak in her own words. And that's the best part about this. I don't even really have to say a thing. My 2 cents don't matter. You're going to hear it from the source. And then I actually have a very interesting third party commenting on this too. So please comment and give me some thoughts here over on the in the chat. And let me know if the audio is suffering at all. But I think it's going to be pretty good. And here we go. I'll get this started. All right, let's start here. I don't know what I can do to make this bigger for you folks. Let's see. I'll just keep this tight right here. All right, here we go. Hey, Tom here. Got a special guest here. This is Chloe Green. Chloe, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Audio good, guys? Thank you. So Chloe found me. I'm going to wait till you tell me. Somebody give me a thumbs up on the audio in the chat. Tell me how it is. All good? I'm waiting to hear it. Hasn't played yet. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to expand this a little bit so you can see, and you guys go ahead and comment. But again, listen, I've had such a charmed life. Like I say, a millionaire in my 20s in the 80s, and and that's a really fantastic thing. Let me tell you, and just gotten better and better ever since. But nobody actually, people just listen to what some guy bullshits and throws out, and they don't check. They trust without verifying. You can trust but verify, for God's sakes. It's absolutely nuts not to. All right, hey Ironwood, good to see you in here. All right, so I'm going to get it playing here, and I'll go ahead and make the screen bigger so you can see this young lady better. And here we go. I'll start from the beginning again. Hey, Tom here. Got a special guest here. This is Chloe Green. Chloe, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you. So Chloe found me through one of my Pace Morby videos. Everybody knows I'm not a big fan of Pace. I never see any numbers that quantify anything, and all the claims that he makes are very, very vague and exaggerated, what I've seen. So Chloe, tell me, you reached out to me. Just tell me about your story, what's happened with you, and why'd you call me? Let's start with that.
Yeah, so I Well, I reached out to you about the mentorship survey and I saw that you did stories, you did Zooms with other. I saw one that you did on like someone joined the Gator community and I noticed that you hadn't done one really with the SubTo students, so I thought I'd reach out and with me being young and making the payments for the 10 grand, I thought it would be a great like something to like share for other people my age or just people in general on their thoughts on if they want to join the SubTo and just my experience and my thoughts on the whole community and everything.
Right. So when you reached out to me, you said you were 20 years old when you joined, and I'll let you tell it in your own words, but basically you felt that you were overpromised and underdelivered in a very big way. So tell us about the salesman. You didn't talk to Pace, I guess, ever, but you talked to his salespeople, right? So I'm going to intervene. Listen, this is a great interview, and it's about an hour long, and you're going to see the whole thing later, but you're just going to see some snippets here. But if you just came in, look, this is a wonderful girl, 20 years old, just turned 21. Some SubTo guy sold her on this thing, convinced her to put it on a credit card, so she's throwing money at this thing, and it 500 a month, and and then wait and see what she has to say about the community. Right?
Yeah, I was like recommended by a friend to watch his stuff a few years back, and then I was like, okay, like I'm curious about this course. So I filled out a sheet, didn't think of anything of it, was thinking about it and everything. And then a salesperson actually called me. So I've never even spoken to Pace directly. It's almost kind of like he's like hidden away, kind of like it's weird. But a salesperson called me and he's like, "Oh, like you can make your first deal like within a few months, like blah blah blah. You can get a lot more houses a lot faster than waiting like every 3 years or something to get a mortgage because you have to wait for a certain amount of time to get another mortgage or something." And I was
Did
like,
he ever?
"Yeah, that kind of makes sense."
Yeah. Did he ever did he ever demonstrate to you that he knew what he was doing? Had this guy ever made any money?
No, and you know what was funny? Like I remember specifically on our call, I mentioned that I was in Utah. And Utah is it's a very expensive market already. Like the median house pricing, like a loan for a 3-bed, 2-bath is like 400,000. Probably more than that. And he lived in California. He lives in California, and he was mentioning to me like, "Oh, it's like super expensive over here too." But it kind of came off of like I'm broke energy, kind of like he said it in a way of like, "Oh yeah, I'm broke no matter what," which I was kind of like, and he never really even mentioned anything that he had done, anything that like any experiences that he had personally. It was just like, "Oh, you can take over mortgages with like low interest rates. You can get like a lot in a year." And now that I look back, he never said anything that he had done. And I actually spoke with him last month about how I couldn't get anybody on the phone. Like they were like, do cold calling, do door knocking, on foreclosures and stuff. And so I was like, okay, like I'll try that. And I mean, that was kind of on me. I was like, okay, I'll try foreclosures, I'll go door knocking.
Well, I mean, is that what they taught
Which
you to door
I
knock
should
and
not.
call? That's what you got for 10 grand is door knocking and calling?
I basically I haven't paid it in full yet, but basically I paid thousands of dollars to be told to figure it out, basically.
Huh.
And no matter what I did, like I would post in the Facebook community, like the SubTo community, like, "Hey, I'm looking for a team," because I was told like you need a team to join to learn, and you need like a transaction coordinator, or you need like just a bunch of people. I'm like, I don't feel like I need these people
You
who will
don't need any of
pay.
that crap. You don't. That's like saying you need a team to buy a car. Okay. You know, need money, find the car you want, and then you buy it. You get a good deal or you don't. title
Yeah.
company takes care of the DMV takes care of the car title. The title companies take care of
Yeah.
the real estate title. Yeah, I'm sensitive to you because this is like one of the worst things that can happen. So Chloe's 20, she's already out, I don't know, $6,000-7,000 and making a $500 a month payment that she really, could use to do something else with. And right, don't make me misstate anything. I think that's what you told me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like $500 a month, almost 6 grand, 5,600 I've paid so far. Yes, I don't know, somewhere around that range.
Yeah.
And like I could have used that towards paying off my car or my credit card debt,
Yeah.
or to use the car. So
So your story's not anything I haven't heard from other people already. So if you just came in here, you're seeing this young lady that got into Pace Morby. Somebody referred her, and then a salesman hard sold her, and actually gouged her compared to what other people paid $7,000. I guess she paid 10. And again, this is the problem. People trust but don't verify. Pace will say, "Oh, I've got $450 million in real estate," but he also talks about how he buys stuff with zero equity. So imagine having $450 million in real estate with zero equity. You're actually negative if you tried to sell it. So it's a nightmare. And believe me, I got many Pace Morby students in my class now. And those of you Pace Morby students that you're watching, listen, fill out my mentorship survey and go ahead and write in that you're in Pace's class or were or whatever. A lot of people, it's very, very, and you're going to see more in this, it's very cult-like. Number one, it's very cult-like. People get in there, and then the community is very in other words, they say no negativity. Well, negativity can be defined as don't complain about Pace. Don't say anything outside. Don't, in other words, keep it indoors, keep it inside. And anybody that seems to complain, they get cut. And I've heard this numerous times, and she's going to tell you the same. So I would just say, watch this. If you're a Pace Morby student, write me direct. I'm only if you want to share like this young lady has graciously done, because she wants other people to avoid what, she feels a victim. And she doesn't really want anybody else to be, swindled, or, and this doesn't even go particularly to Pace. It's the the salesman overpromised. And so anyhow, we're gonna watch a little bit more of this. But there is a much longer interview coming. Please comment in here. And Pace, if you want to have one, I'd be happy to interview you. You can, come back on this. There's a. I'm probably one of your biggest critics. I don't think you really know what you're doing. The stuff that I've seen you do, terrible advice, I haven't liked much of anything that I've heard about your Pace, and I even saw your seminar. But I'd be happy to do a one-on-one, and we'll talk. Ready. So also when the content, tell me about when you go and you watch his videos. People say that, what I've heard back, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but they say it's just like endless talking and not really anything, no meat.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And I would even go as far as saying they're just glorified YouTube videos that you can find on his YouTube channel for free. And then there are Zoom calls, but there's just so much talking, like you said, like so much talking, so much fluff. And then there's like these Zoom classes that you can take that are like you can watch each other call sellers. And it's like jumping through hoops. They're like, oh, like learn their story, find their motivation, get the
Yeah, so this is why I call this thing an adult kiddie ride, right? That's what she said. You go, there's just so much fluff, and you can watch people making phone calls. It's just like trying to keep everybody busy doing nothing until they're exhausted and then they give up. Anyways, there's so much more here, and it's going to get really, really interesting. And I'm going to show you guys stuff that it'll blow your mind. But that's all for now. Hey, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you soon.
And listen, time is on a mission to eliminate all of the snake oil and the fake gurus that fake y'all. He'll show you how to build an empire, starting with nothing but a desire. All you really need is a good mentor, not a used car bullshit. With time, you'll learn to crush it. Investing like Warren Buffett. With real estate, you cannot procrastinate. Everyone who hesitates is left at the starting gate. Hey, yo, so don't delay and join today. The mentorship and flip anything. USA, go.
You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, flipanythingusa.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face to face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years.